What's up? It's George the Fragrance Apprentice. As you know, I try to make original ideas and try to do original list ideas and things of that nature on this channel. But truth be told, this one really has hit quite different for me. This one is it's very exciting for me because it's about something that I don't really share on this channel that much, but I absolutely love traveling, absolutely adore visiting new places, going to places I've never been to before, and just the adventure of it. And I mean, the way that I grew up when I was very, very young, prepubescent, basically me and my parents would travel loads of places, and then we'd go home and I'd just watch endless Doctor Who, and Doctor Who for all of its old school 1970s, 1960s Doctor Who, and for all of its rubbish effects and terrible production values, and it looks pretty naff and pretty rubbish these days by today's standards. I loved it actually more for the sense of adventure and just traveling everywhere, just being able to go anywhere that you want and constantly have new variation and finding different places. That really, really affected me as a young man. And so there's lots of different places that I want to see around the world before I depart it. So I wanted to connect that passion to the passion of fragrance and talk about 10 places that I would love to travel when this lockdown ends and what fragrances I would wear. So I hope that you join me on these little travels or these fantasy travels in your lockdown period. Here are some 10 places I'd go, and here are the 10 fragrances that would accompany me. Number 10, I'm going to tell you right now, I've actually already done, I'm trying to do places that I've not been to before, but I'm telling you, as soon as this lockdown ends, as soon as I'm able to just go somewhere and be free, I am going back on a canal boat. I need to do it. I haven't been on a canal boat for 3 years. It's way too long. I love my canal boats. Really, really just enjoy them. One of my favourite videos that I've ever done on this channel is, of course, the canal boat that I did. We did I don't know which route that was, but I would do the Brecon route. I would go to Wales and I would do the Brecon Canal, which is the first ever route that I went on in 2008 when I was 14, 15. That was the first ever boat ride that I did, and it was just breathtaking. And I just miss being on a freaking canal boat and having my own boat and just traveling. And I mean, that's like a TARDIS, right? That is really taking the whole Doctor Who connection to a whole new level, because every single day you'd get up and then you'd travel to different little villages and places, and every single day you'd be at a new place, and it was just absolutely so exciting. The fragrance I would take, very boring, very obvious, but I'd have to do it. I'm basically just trying to recapture the magic of the boat trips that I used to go on. I'd take Citiver, and of course Citiver was the fragrance that I wore when I did the review on that canal boat. One of the canal boat trips that I did, and I filmed it, and of course I was reviewing this, and it was just magical and beautiful, and it was such good weather and astonishing countryside, absolutely amazing. But yeah, do that in the Brecon Hills in Wales. And hey, if Killer Frags can make it down from wherever he's at, then we'll go to a pub and we'll have a beer. That would be really cool. Number 9 is Zakynthos, Greece. Basically at this beach, and on this beach is a shipwreck, and it's very, very difficult to get to, and you have to literally rent a boat to get to that place and to that boat, and it's this little beach, and sometimes it can be crowded, sometimes it's not, and you can dive off of the cliff edges and things like that and into the ocean. And it's just incredible, just beautiful. And when I saw that shipwreck on this lone beach in this middle of this kind of cliffside, I just thought, God, that looks so amazing, looks so incredible. And the fact that you actually have to, again, take a boat to get there, And that just fueled my imagination, and I just thought that was amazing. It would be incredible too. I don't know if you can camp overnight, either on the beach or near that beach, but it just looks astonishing, just looks amazing. This fragrance I'd pick, well, I'd probably go in the height of summer. I'd probably want to go when it's very hot and very warm, and you just either in the sea or basking in the sunlight. So I'd want something light, and I'd want something that's reminiscent of that sort of look and feel, and something that can really deal with the high heat. So I'd probably take Versace Eau Fraiche. It's kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, it's just such a great fragrance. As you know, I have a real love and affection for it. And Chris from Fragmental bought it recently, and he said that it's got like a real going on holiday feel. And yeah, that would be one of the most ultimate summer holiday adventures for me. So yeah, I'd take Eau Fraiche with me. Number 8, one of the places I've always wanted to go. And I just want to say, there's only 10 here, only 10 locations, and I know that some of you might be like, oh, well, why didn't you say here, or this place or that place, or have you not heard of this, or have you not heard of that, or why don't you come to my country, or whatever. Listen, I could do 100 places that I want to visit and what fragrances I would wear, and that would still only be about 5% of where I want to go and the places that I want to go. It's just endless. The world, the planet is so stunningly beautiful and has so many incredible, amazing locations. Please don't be offended if I haven't either mentioned your country or mentioned a place that you like. It's not like that. It's just simply the planet is so diverse. But having said that, one of the most unique places on the entire planet is the island of Socotra near Yemen. Again, going back to that Doctor Who connection, this looks like an alien planet. I remember, I remember seeing the images of these, I think they're called dragon's blood trees. I thought, God, that's a different planet, that's a different galaxy. That looks absolutely unbelievable, and just being completely and utterly captivated by that. And I thought I'd got to go there at least one time before I die. Just some of those pictures, I'm like, oh, I've got to go. That's unbelievable. I need to be there. I need to see it. I need to film it. I don't know, don't tempt me. I might make a YouTube channel called The Travel Apprentice or something. But what fragrance would I wear? And that's something that's interesting, because I know that it would be very, very hot. I know it would be very, very hot, actually. It can get really hot there. That's why there's such a unique, a range of species of plant and tree. I wouldn't want something too crazy. I wouldn't want something too wild. I wouldn't want something too citrusy. I want something that is not necessarily normal, but I wouldn't want something completely out there, because I think it would be too hot and too much and way too cloying. And so I decided to kind of make a compromise in my mind. I thought, well, something that's kind of like different and unusual, but still incredibly wearable, and something that I would enjoy wearing, and something very pleasant. And when I thought of that, the answer became obvious, and I would wear Hermes, Terre de Hermes, EDP. I might wear the EDT. I happen to have the EDP. EDP and EDT are fine, but I do like the EDP version. But yeah, I would probably go, because I could just imagine, because you've got the earthiness and you've got the orange, and yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to wear Terre de Hermes EDP on the island, seeing all the different sights. It'd be just epic. From one alien planet to another, the Isle of Skye. Everybody knows my love for Scotland, and incredible, but Isle of Skye, again, there's just so much. There's the Old Manor Store, there's the fairy lake. It's just incredible. That is like a different planet, but instead of a warm, beautiful, exotic planet like Socotra, it's one of these more sort of darker, mystical, fairy tale planets, and you just look at it and you just see the different typography and everything, and it's just a dream. It's an absolute dream, and it's somewhere I've wanted to go for a couple of years now. I think that I would have to wear Angelman Pure Malt because of the associations with Scotland, but fun fact, I originally wanted to review this at the Isle of Skye, That was the original plan, and I was actually thinking of going to the distillery. I think it's Talisker that's the Isle of Skye, and I was going to go and visit their distillery, and I was very, very, very up for it. And I was going to do like a camping trip and review pure malt there. But then I just remember thinking, no, it was a decision between Isle of Skye and Edinburgh, and I thought, no, I got to do Edinburgh. I got to review this in Edinburgh. It was so difficult. I wish I could have done 2 reviews, to be honest, but hey, who knows? Maybe I will. But yeah, I chose Edinburgh, but Isle of Skye has still got that sort of idea in my mind. But it's an incredible, beautiful place. Scotland in general, very, very underrated, beautiful part of the world. Number 6, I would have to go to Italy. I love Italy. We spent a lot of time when I was younger in Italy. But where do you go? That's difficult, because Italy is so ridiculously beautiful almost everywhere. It's and all of the islands and everything. It's just a powerhouse of some of the greatest places, some of the most celebrated places and celebrated locations and landscapes in the entire world. But one of the places I've been eyeing up for a little while is a place called Manarola, and it's a little coastal town, but it's classically Italian. It's kind of like Portofino, actually, but there's something about Manarola that just really caught my eye, and I feel as though Portofino would be a little bit, maybe a bit too obvious. And of course, I'm like, oh yeah, I'd wear Neroli Portofino by Tom Ford. I just heard myself saying that, and I thought, oh, it's a bit too obvious. It's not really kind of what I'd want to do, and Manarola just looks so much more ancient and so much more my style, and it's all built on this sort of bedrock, and it looks amazing. I would wear probably my favourite Italian fragrance at the moment, which is of course Ioco Mirage 23. I would adore going to Manarola, and just those buildings look insanely beautiful and incredibly stunning, and to wear this Italian stallion, this Italian style of Ventus, which is something I've really just grown to love even more and more and more as time has gone on. Yeah, that would be a picture perfect moment and scenery for me. Number 5 is quite special, really quite special. It's a place called Longyearbyen, and it's on the island of a place called Spitsbergen. It's this island that's above Norway and just below the North Pole, but what it's more commonly referred to is called Svalbard. And yeah, there's a very, very special reason I would want to go to Longyearbyen, Svalbard, and I can't even talk about it right now. I can't even reveal that right now. But it's a very, very special and very unique reason why I'd want to go. Some people do know why I would go, and most of you won't, and that's what makes it exciting, because it's just this barren, snowy rock in the middle of nowhere that seems for most people very unappealing. But yeah, there's something very exciting there that I'd love to share with you, hopefully sooner rather than later. But I would take Xerjoff 400 with me, because yeah, it's this beautiful, incredible powerhouse of a fragrance that would definitely warm me up in that colder period. So that would be incredible, and something that I would really love to do. Number 4 is, oh man, it's a place called Cappadocia in Turkey. And I mean, you just look at it and you just see the images and you're like, wow, you see all of the hot air balloons. I think that they have like a hot air balloon, I don't know, convention or competition or something. And you look at the houses and they're built into caves, and that's just like, it's so incredible, because it looks like you're back in time, because you've got the cave houses, but you've also got this weird modern thing of these hot air balloons. I mean, it's just so beautiful and so wild and so amazing. I mean, I just lap it up. I'd have to go for like a month, and I would just have to sit with like a glass of wine and just watch. The fragrance was an interesting pick, because I know it's quite a sophisticated place. It's somewhat touristy, but it's one of these places that's not, it's not overrun by tourists. It's known by people, but it's not it's not out of control. So I'd want something that's sophisticated. I'd want something that represents the sort of the more eastern kind of side, the eastern smell. But I'd want something sophisticated. I'd want something kind of a little bit modern, but also kind of retro. And then you put that all together, and it becomes quite obvious, really obvious actually. I would love to wear, drinking my wine, watching the hot air balloons everywhere. I would love to wear Signature Pour On by the House of Zaharoff. Yeah, oh man, it's perfect. Oh man, I've nailed it. I've really nailed that one. That's one of my favourite ones. I've nailed that because it's got the cleanliness. It's got the mate. Can I book Skyscanner? Let me book my tickets right now. Oh man, I should have waited to review Signature Pour On. Oh my god, that's such a perfect idea. Why didn't I flipping think about that? Number 3, Mordor. No, not that one. There's a YouTuber called Ryan Shirley who I follow, and he one of the places I've always wanted to go to in general recently is the Dolomites in Italy. But there's the Dolomites in general. Just don't even get me started, right? But Ryan Shirley, great YouTuber, and he has some of the greatest footage of the Dolomites I think that's ever been captured on tape. But one of the places that he went to and he talked about was a collection of mountains in the Dolomites called Mordor. And jeez, I'm gonna have to take a minute. When I saw those rocks, I thought that is something from a film. That is something from a film, and you can climb it, and you could. Oh my god, I need it. I need it. I need to go and climb those things and do all that. That would be absolutely stunning. That would be completely unbelievable. What would I wear? It looks ancient. It looks old and like fairy tale-esque, but more sort of mythical. And I thought, well, what fragrance would lend itself to that? But it also has that very, very aggressive and jagged look. And I thought, I think I'd probably wear Tyrannosaurus Rex by Zoologist. I think that I'd really enjoy that. Really enjoy wearing it there. So that would be quite something. God, I need lockdown to end, like, now. Number 2 is this has been a sort of a plan for a little while. In 2018, I went to India, Kerala, and I went to like a yoga retreat for 2 weeks, and that was just amazing and just unbelievable, I'd love to go back and explore more of Kerala. Maybe not necessarily go to that yoga retreat. I might maybe like do that for a week and then have a week to just explore Kerala, because it just was unbelievable. It's just so beautiful, and it's just this huge giant tropical rainforest basically that's beautiful and stunning and amazing, and it was unbelievable, just unbelievable. A completely different culture, completely different world. And what's funny is, before I went, this fragrance actually got sent to me, and I didn't take it. And when I was in Kerala, I thought, why did I not take this fragrance? This fragrance is absolutely perfect for this landscape and for this iconography and for this vibe. And that's Oud Rain by Rainier. Because it's literally, it's got oud, agarwood, and it's got the fruits and the mango. And when I was at this yoga retreat, it was also a nature reserve, and they literally had an agarwood tree, and they had a mango plantation. And I was like, ooh! This is perfect. So yeah, I would go back to Kerala in a heartbeat, and I'd take Oud Rain and potentially even try and do a review there. But my number 1 place is a bit of a cheat, because it's not necessarily a place, it's more a journey, an adventure, but it's again something I've been wanting to do for a little while, and it's the Camino de Santiago walk, or the Camino walk, which is a walk from, I would take the St. John's route, which is it's literally a walk where you start in France and you walk for like 30 to 60 days from France all the way through Spain to this place called the Camino de Santiago, which is a church. You know, lots of different reasons for why you can go, religious reasons, fitness reasons, spiritual reasons, but to challenge yourself. You know, I've not been maybe the most fit person in the world at all, and I've always wanted to try and sort of increase that and maybe capitalise on the fact that I'm still young and do that. The images that I see, the happiness that I see on people's faces when they've done it and when they're doing it, and you meet loads of people, and just this you're just walking through this beautiful landscape and countryside of France and Spain, and you've really achieved something by the end of it. What would I wear? I would need to be at my best. I would need to have the best version and the best representation of me, and I would need all of the assets that I could bring to the table, and I would need to push myself, and I couldn't just be me. I would literally have to push myself to become the new best version of me to get that done. And for that, there's only one fragrance that could do that, and that is, of course, Melissa Imperial by Creed. Not just that, but when I went to that yoga retreat in India, I wore this. When I went to Los Angeles in 2017 to pitch my feature film idea, I wore this. This isn't just a fragrance, it's also a lineage of experiences that I've had in my life where I've done things that scare me, or pushed myself, or gone on these exciting trips, and that Camino walk would be in the exact same ilk. So yes, I would have to take my beloved Millie with me, not just as a fragrance, but as a sort of an iconic representation of the fact that, for real guys, I'm trying my best here. So with all of that, I would actually like to make this a tag video. There are some people I would like to tag, my fellow adventurers I would love to tag. The first person would be, of course, Fragmental, Chris from Fragmental. Obviously, I know that he's indeed a fellow adventurer, and he loves his going to different places. What fragrances? By the way, it doesn't have to be 10 fragrances or 10 places long. It can be 5, it can be 3, it can be 1 for all I care. Don't worry about it. Just as long as it's some places that you really, really want to go, and fragrances that you'd like to take, and preferably some places that you've never been to before, new places. The second reviewer, Josh from Scent Sense. It's your moment, buddy. Please take it and run. What fragrances would you wear to places that you'd love to go? Andrea from Curly Scents, I know that she's she's done a bit of travelling over the years. Totally would love to know what her picks would be. My good friend JC from Stay Fresh Productions. I feel as though he could give some really interesting choices and interesting answers. So yeah, I'd love to see a video from you on this subject. Cam from North Carolina Fragrances, just would love to see that. And finally, I've never tagged him before. I would love to see this video from him. I would genuinely be so interested and so intrigued. My good friend Stephen from Redolescence. I tag you on this subject matter, and I'm very excited to see that video from you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and please subscribe, leave a comment, like, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'm the Fragrance Chris. I'll see you soon.